Welcome back to another video, guys. It's your boy AnthonyTDG, or Anthony the Dubstep Gamer. So, as you can see, I'm finally back on YouTube. I know I said I was going to post weekly. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to compensate with it for a couple guide videos on Genshin, because I just want to provide as much content as I can for you guys. So, if you didn't know already, I got Eula recently, and it was a pretty nice little video, but now that I built her quite a lot, I feel it's good enough for me to make a guide video on building an optimal DPS free-to-play Eula. So for a quick briefing about her, she's basically the physical archon of the game. Most of her damage comes from auto-attacking and the burst. The burst being the bigger damage, obviously, but you want to build her as a physical DPS, and she can't be ran on reverse melt or anything with cryo. So you want to just use supports if you want to proc superconduct or something like that to optimize her physical attacks even more. To start off, the artifact set you want to put is the Force Piece Pale Flame. It was basically Eula's personal artifact set, so this is the best option for her. There are others like Bloodstained Chivalry 2-piece and then Pale Flame 2-piece, but if you want the best out of her, you want to get the 4-piece Pale Flame. The reason for this is because you get an attack bonus when you're using your elemental skill, and it can stack up, so it gives your elemental skill a little bit more use and gives you higher DPS. As for the artifact stats, you want an attack sands on Eula to optimize her damage, and the reason why I prefer this over an energy recharge sands is because you could just get it on the substats. As for the goblet, you want to put physical damage bonus because the majority of her damage comes from physical attacks and not cryo. For the circle, you want to put crit rate or crit damage, but preferably crit damage just so you could get bigger damage with the burst. As for the substats that you want on your artifacts, you want to prioritize energy recharge and crit rate, because energy recharge is really needed for Eula because she has an 80 cost burst, so you would need to run cryo supports. And you don't need too much energy recharge, probably like around 120 to 130, give or take for that. And the crit rate, you obviously need that so you can get your bigger damage on crits more often. Eula is typically a character who does not need Constellations, but if you do have her C1, it's pretty good because using her skill makes her physical damage increase by 30% for 6 seconds, and it stacks with every stack of Grimheart. Her C2 is pretty meh. It decreases the cooldown of the skill while holding, so it makes it the same as pressing it. The C3, however, gets you a big DPS increase by leveling the burst 3 times, which that's where your main damage comes from, so that's a really good plus. Her C4 is also pretty meh too, because Lightfall swords already do so much damage, so you're pretty much going to kill anything that's under 50% HP, unless it's something that's really tanky. Her C5 is actually pretty not that bad, because Ice Tide Vortex does do a lot of damage, not as much as the other two, but it's nice to have. Her C6 is pretty good because you start with 5 stacks of energy using your burst, so you use your normal attacks, and it also gets you 50% chance to get an additional stack. As for the weapon, if you don't have Song of Broken Pines or Wolf's Gravestone or any 5 stars, Akumaru is the best 4-star option besides the Serpent Spine. So if you have the Battle Pass, you can get the Serpent Spine and put this on her, or use the Akumaru, and another alternative is the Prototype Archaic. The reason being is that the Akumaru's ability to get an additional burst damage because of the high energy cost is pretty good, because her and her supports have pretty high energy cost bursts. So that would be the best 4-star option if you don't have the Serpent Spine. And lastly, talents. So as it's obvious, her main damage comes from her burst, so you want to level up that one the most, with physical damage being number 2, with Ice Tide Vortex being the last one. So right now I have it at 10, 8, 10, because I want a triple crown her, but you could do it something like 8, 6, 9 or something. Now into the most important section, team comps. So you want to pair her with someone that's electro support for superconduct or something, so you want to use Beto or Fischl. I don't have Fischl at the moment, but she would usually be the better option for this. I just use Beto as a sub DPS, and that. You also want a cryo battery like Diona, so you want to run her with Favonius Warble or Sacrificiable. And then the third slot is pretty flexible. You could also have another cryo support like Rosaria, like how I have here, or get another electro support. So if you want to fit in Fischl and Beto, you could do that. That's all I have for this guide. Right here, I'm just going to put a little compilation of stuff I'm doing with Eula, like maybe Abyss or something with some music on it. So that's all I have. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Enjoy the showcase.